Okay, let's just jump right into it here. Indiana Pacers post-game grades, a embarrassing loss to the shorthanded Sixers without Joel Embiid and Paul George. Tyrese Maxey goes crazy in the second half. Pacers still have a chance to win. They choke away the game late. They're up by 5 points with a minute and a half left. Could have been six if Tyrese Haliburton made a technical free throw. Then they proceeded to not really take an actual field goal attempt for 90 straight seconds. And in that span, the Pacers went from up 5 to down 3. Tyrese got blocked on one play to the rim, where it looked more like a steal, but he had gathered the ball, so they called it a block. The next possession, Andre Drummond stole the ball from Andrew Nembhard for the Pacers. And then the following possession after that, Tyrese also lost the ball again to Andre Drummond on a steal. They did get it to overtime off a three from Tyrese with about 3 seconds left, the only shot that they took in those last 90 seconds after being up 5. But then the just more clutch issues again in overtime. Caleb Martin fouled Haliburton with 5 seconds left in the game. The Sixers were only up 2. Complete mistake. Did it on purpose. And Tyrese missed the free throw. The first one initially. And then was intentionally missed the second one. Real issues throughout this game, though. Rebounds. 25 second chance points given up to the Sixers on 20 offensive rebounds. It really felt like every time they attempted a three-pointer, they were basically going to get 2 chances at it. I mean, it didn't. Just every time they missed, it felt like they were going to get it, and then maybe the second one goes in, maybe it doesn't, but we're going to get at least 2 shots every time we take a three, is what it felt like. And then the Pacers still struggling to take care of the ball early on this season. 31 points off of Pacers turnovers for the Sixers. Those 2 things right there were the main issue in this game, beyond the missed free throws, 11 total in this game, many of them in clutch moments. So let's dive into the grades. Tyrese Haliburton came a D minus. He had 22 points, 4 rebounds, only 2 assists, continuing his trend of just very low assist numbers, especially for a playmaker of his caliber. He did have 1 block and 3 turnovers. He made some threes in this game, 4 for 9, minus 9 in 37 minutes of action. One of his threes that he did make was a little sidestep 3 where Kyle Lowry kind of broke his ankles as he ran right past Tyrese and then fell to the ground. Hit the one to send the game to overtime. Had another one in overtime. But really just a clutch time nightmare for Tyrese. Multiple missed free throws, the turnovers. Pacers had no business losing this game. And those issues that we talked about previously, like were the culprit. Positives for Tyrese after going scoreless in the previous game. He was very intentional about getting to the paint, scoring inside in the paint. He had 10 points early on, and all of them were from drives to the basket. 2 shots from 2 free throws, and then 4 either layups or a little tiny floater, all in the paint. All good stuff, but then that didn't really continue in the second half. Might have just been differences in how the Sixers were defending him, but would have liked to see that continued in the second half. Took a lot more 3-pointers in the second half. But like I said this last time, they need him to be better. It's just matter of fact. Like the Sixers got a star performance from Tyrese Maxey in the second half, and the Pacers are still looking for their star to be a star so far this year. Pascal Siakam, I gave a C. The stats all look solid: 17 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 block, a turnover, 7 for 11 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, plus 15 in his 40 minutes. Especially early on, like every post touch was leading to an assist. He was forcing double teams. He was getting buckets. Just continues to be the most consistent aspect of the Pacers offense, but it seemed like he kind of ran out of gas in the fourth quarter and overtime. Only attempted 1 of his 11 shots in the last 9 minutes and 47 seconds of the fourth quarter. No shots in overtime. The 1 shot he took was a missed 3-pointer with 4:14 to go in the fourth. Like he had a few opportunities kind of in the mid-range and in the post, but just kind of didn't get anything going with those touches. Like maybe it was just a matter of being early in the season, kind of ran out of gas with many minutes. Played some 5 today with Obi also as the kind of Pascal plus bench lineup. But yeah, it was a good game for Pascal. It just didn't finish it well, which didn't seem like he was ultra aggressive towards the end there for whatever reason. Myles Turner, I gave a D in this one. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, a block, 6 turnovers. 3 of those were on moving screens, and like a couple of them were like, really? Is that really a moving screen? But like the third one was like egregious, like he pushed, and like you just got to be smarter than that in those scenarios when you've already been called for multiple of them. Had a couple really bad post entry passes to Pascal. Usually he's one of the better on the team really at like delivering those passes well. Just lots of turnovers and mistakes. He was only -2 in 37 minutes because his first half was actually pretty good. Heavy positive in the first half, and then the second half just did not go well. Only made 50% of his free throws. I would say he deserves some of the blame for the rebounding issues, but it's never like, as long as the Pacers have had this issue, it's never just been Myles Turner. Andre Drummond had, I think, 1 offensive rebound in the first half and 5 total. But if you look at the Sixers box score, like Caleb Martin's getting 3 offensive rebounds, Kelly Oubre is getting 4, Yabusele is getting 5. Like, it's not just the guy that Myles Turner's on. And a lot of times Drummond's getting these rebounds. Even he got a couple where Myles is trying to box him out, but he's getting a bunch of rebounds when Myles has to help on guys who can't keep their man in front of them, and he's trying to do what he can to get a block shot or force a miss. And even if he does force a miss, then of course he had to leave his man, so his man's open to get the rebound. There are some plays where you notice Turner goes for a block that he has no chance of getting, and like that's obviously gonna put your team in bad position twice because he's not there to contest the shot well enough to make a difference, and then he's out of position for a rebound too. So there are issues with that as well. Not a good game for Myles Turner in any shape, especially in the second half. Did have a near poster dunk over Drummond that would have been a great highlight. But yeah, just a rough game. Aaron Nesmith, my highest grade on the night goes to Nesmith with a B+. 10.7 rebounds, an assist, a steal, 2 turnovers. He actually led the team in rebounds with those 7. Late in the game, I thought he was going to win the game for the Pacers. He's one of the only guys all night that like showed the required effort level on the glass, and maybe even he didn't show enough of it in the first half. But there was a stretch in the fourth quarter where he had a great poster dunk. There was an and one that gave the Pacers the lead, and then he went on a kind of a rebounding spree where he got a rebound on one end, got an offensive rebound on the other, got another rebound for the Pacers after the Sixers missed a shot. He's just really aggressive on the glass in that stretch. It felt like he was doing everything he could to get the Pacers a win in this one before it all just kind of went to hell in those last couple minutes. The fouls continue to be an issue for Nesmith. 5 in this one. Continues to feel like the more physical NBA that Rick Carlisle thought was coming. It's just a lot of inconsistency with how the refs are officiating it and when to let contact go. We did have some seeing the replay rule where they've adjusted it to where if a ball goes out of bounds, they can change it to a foul. That was one of Nesmith's rebounds where they called the ball out on Nesmith. Well, actually, they called it Pacers ball. The Sixers challenged because the ball went off of Nesmith, but then Nesmith actually ended up at the free throw line because they called the foul on the Sixers. So the Sixers challenged a play, and instead of the Pacers having the ball on the out of bounds, then instead they put the Pacers on the free throw line because Nesmith was fouled and they were in the bonus. And he did hit both of those free throws. A rare occurrence in the clutch in this game as well. Andrew Nembhard with a C-, 9 points, 8 assists, 2 rebounds, only 1 turnover. Went 3 for 12, 1 for 4 from 3, was +5 in 31 minutes. He kind of had some clutch time struggles as well. His only turnover was a costly one where Drummond slapped the ball away to force the turnover late in the game. He missed a free throw after a review, saved another one of his turnovers in overtime. Just a lot of open shots for Nembhard that were missed. He had a layup in transition that was clear. They just pushed a little too hard off the glass. A wide open mid-range shot where they just kind of left him wide open. He took a little beat and then just clanked it off the back rim. Missed a floater in the fourth right after that. Had an open long 2 that was scored as a 2 but looked like it was a 3. In overtime that he missed, just couldn't get anything to fall. After the Pacers signed him to an extension, like they need more production from both of their members of their starting backcourt, and that goes for Nembhard as well. They're giving him a lot of playmaking responsibility, it seems like, early this year, but it has not paid dividends early beyond some decent assist totals for Drew. I will say that his defense in the first half against Maxey was excellent. He probably deserves a little more credit for that, but then Maxey went nuts in the second half, but got started without Andrew on the floor. Sheppard gave a B. He had 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 for 3 from the field. He was a +14 in his 15 minutes. He was a difference maker. He confidently took a pair of open 3-pointers, didn't shy away from any attempts as he can be kind of prone to do. 11th man to enter the game once again in this one, but it was the first time he's played in the first half of any of these games. Carlisle mentioned that he was kind of looking to shorten the rotation, but kind of tried some different things and different people got pulled, and Sheppard got his chance in the first half, and Pacers started to make a little run there, and they had a nice little run in his minutes in the third quarter as well. He just he fits the team really well. He plays solid defense, something that's missing from some of those bench guys. Really lots of the team, if we're honest. The other Bennedict Mathurin, gave a D in this game. Just 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a turnover. He was 2 for 6 in the game, 0 for 4 from 3, but one of those was a heave at the end of a quarter. -14 in his 21 minutes. The defensive issues were kind of full steam in this first half. Kind of benched in the first half. His benching kind of gave Sheppard an opportunity eventually to play. Couldn't contain Kelly Oubre or Eric Gordon off the dribble. It wasn't guys that he should be having this much trouble to defend. his breakdowns cause a lot of issues on that end. Very quiet offensively in this one. Wasn't able to kind of keep that momentum going that he had built in the first couple games. He did have one nice drive where he kind of stepped around a defender in the second half, and an important putback basket where he kind of rose up higher than anybody else in the rebounds, as he's been doing a few times per game, it feels like, early in the season, and just put it right back in. But a rough defensive outing for Bennedict. He was on the floor when Maxey kind of started to go off too, where they just couldn't find any answers for him for the guys that were on the floor. TJ McConnell, I gave a C. He finished with 10 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, a couple turnovers. He went 5 for 10 from the floor. He was -8 in 21 minutes. It's a bit of a rough start for TJ in this one. Missed multiple of his mid-range jumpers that are kind of his typical trademark, either right around the foul line or right on the baseline. Maybe a little bit farther than he would like to usually take those, but missed a couple early. Had a bad miss at the rim where he kind of tried to go through a couple of defenders. He was kind of one of the defenders trying to deal with Maxey when he started just going insanely hot in the third quarter. Dinged him a lot for that. Did have some nice drives to end that quarter as they were trying to kind of weather that storm. Got the Pacers a little bit of momentum as they headed into the fourth quarter. Just not the best game for TJ, but not the worst either. Obi Toppin, I gave a C+. He led the bench in scoring with 15 points, had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, a couple steals, a couple turnovers. 4 for 8 overall, 1 for 3 from 3, a -13 in his 23 minutes. He had some really nice drives, a nice floater that got his scoring started in the first half. That was an and one. Dunk on a drive in the second off some nice ball movement. A fast break steal and a dunk where he kind of poked the ball away. Oubre fell down, ran out and got the dunk. Drew a lot of fouls, 6 for 7 from the free throw line. Defense, rebounding, kind of still, like that's not Toppin's strong suit, but kind of added to the struggles today for the Pacers on that end of the floor. But not a bad game at all for Toppin, his highest scoring output that he's had this season so far. Jarace Walker only played 4 minutes in this one. I gave him a C. He had 3 points and a rebound. He had a really nice driving attack against a zone defense where he got a little and one on a little floater. The defensive possession where Eric Gordon just blew by him far too easily. Way too many guys in this game kept getting driven right past by Eric Gordon, of all people. Seems like he might be kind of the odd man out if Carlisle is actually going to shorten the rotation, as he mentioned pregame. Seems like the Pacers wanted to go with a 9-man rotation, and then because of Mathurin's struggles, Jarace got a chance, and then he had got hit in the finger or something, and ended up coming out for Sheppard. Don't know if the finger thing had anything to do with him coming out. It seemed like he was okay afterwards, but only 4 minutes in this game. I don't think he played poorly or anything other than that one terrible play on defense. But yeah, that's all I got in this one. And the last we got here, Isaiah Jackson gave a C. We played 6 minutes, was -6 in that time. He got 2 points off a dunk on a rim run where just no Sixers player got anywhere close to him. He had a rebound, had 1 block on a Oubre drive. That was a nice block. Did have 1 turnover, only took the 1 shot on that dunk. Pacers went small a lot in this game with Pascal plus the bench, so Isaiah Jackson did not get a ton of time, but with how often they were struggling rebounding the ball, they still chose to go without a center for a lot of that. So nothing good enough from Jackson in those 6 minutes that I guess warranted more time from the coaching staff.
Pacers.com This is the theme song for iPacers.com. iPacers.com. This is the theme song for iPacers.com. iPacers.com. This is the theme song for iPacers.com.